of East Africa have continually to suffer dating back 1985 when the Berlin Conference divided Africa into colonialist territories and the Germans took part of East Africa, and lots of our communities were taken in there. And of course during land alienation through the infamous Anglo-Maasai Treaty of 1904 and 1911, where the Maasai community lost 75% of their arable land, and we were pushed to inhabitable reserves which were infested with animal and human being diseases. And land has continued to be appropriated through legislations into national parks, forest reserves, government land, and so we've continued as a community to lose land. And this is one of the reasons we came to this conference, so that our needs, our interests could be heard by the world, and this could be addressed through the United Nations mechanisms. So we think this is an opportunity where people can express their needs, but it can't work until some of these things are legislated, made into laws, despite the fact that we know many countries are against the United Nations Declaration on Indigenous People, because governments are the same people that appropriate, that take, that mismanage, that exploit, that even kill, maim, arrest, detain indigenous people when they come and claim their unalienable rights to their lands and territories and natural resources. We are with you. Kenya particularly, we want to take issue with the land in Laikipia, where 33 white settlers occupy 70% of the most arable land, as opposed to a population of Maasai who are over 50,000, occupying only 30% of the worst part of the district. And as if this is not enough, in Nakuru district, white farmers own tracts and tracts of land. They have created their own conservancies, and during times of drought, when our people graze there, we've lost people under the gun of the white men. We've lost our men who have been shot and maimed by the same white farmers, particularly this big family called the Delameres. And unfortunately, the law in our land is selective. It is made for the rich and not for the poor. It is made for those that are affluent. It is made for, those noble and royal families. The common man is always on the receiving end. So justice needs to be seen to be done, and we are saying for justice to prevail, for peace to prevail in this world, we need people who are planters of seeds of justice. And we are saying that justice delayed is justice denied. We need that justice now. We need the government to be accountable to our people that have died through claiming of their own land rights. We need the visiting of the cases of over 300 people who were arrested. We need the government to follow up the cases of those people that were shot by either the police or by the white men during the Maasai agitation for their land rights. So for sure, when this man shot Olesisina, he was freed. But we are hoping that because we have followed the case as a community, he is going to be charged again, despite the fact that he's in court for shooting Anan Maasai. We are in court because we need that case reinstated, and we need the Delamere son to be taken back to the dock to explain the circumstances of the shooting of our men. We also need to know the circumstances of the death of the lawyer who was investigating the case and documenting the case in Kajiado. We want to know who killed Ole Muyare in Laikipia, who was shot while grazing his animals in Laikipia. We want to know who shot. We need the government to bring forth the policemen who used helicopter gunships to kill our herdsmen in Nakuru. And so there are lots of issues that have to do with injustices. We need to know why we must seek permits to go and tell people about their own rights. We need to know why the government is limiting our meetings out amongst our people. We need to know why our Civil society members are live under constant threats of deregistration, of arrests, and even some have even had their lives threatened because of talking about accessing justice, rights, historical claims, natural resources. We need to know why the government is allowing the British soldiers to go and train amongst our land. The unexploded ordinances are maiming and killing our people. We need to know why the British are not held accountable for the rapings of our women when they go and do their military training. We need to know why our women should be subjected to inhuman conditions when our people go and seek grass, for instance. During the last drought, there was what we call grass for sex. Women who are looking after animals had to give their people so that their animals would graze. There is more than what we can say. But the world needs to know that in Africa, in Kenya particularly, among us the Maasai, justice is a wild dream, is a pipe dream. We are yet to see justice done unto our people.
There is an English soldier now?
Yeah, we have British soldiers. The government has signed a multi-million deal with the British government so that their soldiers can have training grounds in our country.
Training who?
Training military soldiers. They are British soldiers.
Training the Kenyan?
Yes, yes. British soldiers train in Masailand, in Laikipia and Samburu and Isiolo districts. Colonization is there. We are saying we are talking about neo-colonialism, where the economy is entirely in the hands of them who are colonialists. The rule is under them because even the law of the land is still colonial. I mean, our laws are still colonial laws. So basically what has changed is only the color of the guy on the throne. But it's still the same rulers, same systems, same practices. So we are talking about real liberation. We are yet to be liberated as a nation, as a people, because we only hear of freedom. It is only freedom for the rich. Freedom for those that are in power. Freedom for those that have the power of the money to buy freedom. Those of us that don't have the power don't have the money. So it is money and power and money that is playing management rule of our country.